And we're just about underway for the second bout of our Muay Thai matinee. Both fighters touch him up. Scherer in the white and gold trunks, Lilliard in the black.
Big right hand. Oh, that almost got to the head. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier.
Big right hand right there from Scherer, lands right away though.
Scherer looks more like the more physical of the two, you know? He seems like a very dense type of person. Obviously, he throws down hard.
Couple of punches from Lilliard land.
Yeah, we'll see how he responds to that.
Seeing that game of inches right there in the clinch, both guys trying to rotate and take the action in their favor.
Oh, beautiful knees.
Yeah, one of those looked like it was dangerously close to being low.
Yeah, and you hear Lillard's coach saying hips in so that he stops getting knee. That's what we were talking about in that last fight, right? When you're doubling over, you're actually opening up the target.
A couple of big counters right there taken advantage of by Lilliard from Scherer, swinging with that big punch and landing off balance. Swinging to miss, I should say, and ending up off balance.
And so here to keep talking about the clinch a little bit, what you see Lilliard doing that we didn't see in the last fight is he's pummeling. He's pummeling, trying to get his own position too on the clinch instead of just trying to pull away from it.
That rotation is such a huge aspect of the clinch.
Yeah, 100%.
Thing I would like to see from Lilliard, though, is a little bit more respect on that return of the kick. He kind of just took a picture at the end of it and got cracked because of it.
But to be honest, too, it might have been because he got cracked early, but he looks a little bit tentative. Like, he's not throwing with intent, it seems like. Where Scherer, everything that he's throwing has hard intent behind it.
Sure, and you know, like sometimes, Rafa, we see Thai fights overseas, and the first round is used almost as like a dance and a filling out, whereas here, stateside, more times, they're getting after it right away. Like, you know, is it maybe a difference in approach, or is it just maybe kind of like, hey, I need to get these jitters out for a round, and then maybe I start to go?
I would say it's more of an approach thing. Like, when you see those guys take that first round kind of off, first, it has a lot more to do with if they fight very often, right? Like in those countries, they tend to fight week in, week out. And then the other thing is it's for betting purposes. Like a lot of the things you see in traditional Muay Thai actually have their root in betting, like things surrounding betting, you know?
That is a great element to add to it, which didn't cross my mind, but makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as you say, like they're fighting every single week in a lot of cases, and you know that's where also in those 5-round fights a lot of times if you have somebody who's clearly ahead after 4, they kind of just play spar almost in that last round just because they want to say, all right, I don't want to take your ability to go make money away next week.
100%, yeah. Well, and then if you're forcing a fight, then you're also going to take damage, right? So it's for you and for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Couple of heavy kicks right away from Scherer.
We see a lot of clinch here in these first 2 fights. I feel like we usually don't see as much clinch.
I think that comes with the experience factor,
for sure,
though, right, Rafa?
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's the experience of these guys kind of saying, oh, hey, I've got a dude with a head full of steam chucking bombs and throwing shins at my head. I need to slow him down for a second.
For sure, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that body shot. That was nice. Oh, yeah, beautiful striking on the break. That was nice.
Scherer is certainly more active at this point.
Nice. And yeah, Scherer doing, again, a difference between this and the last fight. Scherer doing a little bit better job with rotation instead of just banging those knees. Oh, yeah, that was a nice right hand.
What he did in the last exchange, though, I liked. It was really subtle, but he met the pressure from Lilliard with just a short little knee right to the right to the gut.
For sure, that's a personal favorite of mine. It'll really make you think twice about pressuring. Nice combinations.
Though there was a little bit of off balance from Scherer. He was throwing a little bit square and then even off of the back foot for a second, but still being more active and just trading away.
Sure, yeah.
Looked a little more labored now, but he is putting the gas on.
His combinations still look pretty crisp. He's arm punching a little bit, like he's not using his hips to rotate. But as far as like the way he's putting them together, they look pretty nice, pretty crisp. Oh, hey, big right. As you
big
see,
left hand right there from Lilliard.
You'll see Lilliard have some big moments every once in a while. He's just not putting enough of things together, you know?
Certainly. What are you offering to Taylor Scherer as you're coming into the third and final round here?
I would say keep engaging the clinch. The clinch seems to be working well for him. I would like to see him when he is not clinching. I would like to see him move a little bit more after his combinations. I feel like the times that Lilliard was able to keep him clean is because Scherer would go and then he would just stay put and then he'd get hit there.
On the contrary, if you're Mike Schultz and Hammer Morton over in the red corner, what are you offering your fighter?
Well, he needs to go. I think he's down 2 right now, so he needs to go a little bit. And he just needs to control a little bit more of the range and the pace of the fight. Like I said, he's kind of just like, he'll have a big moment and then just kind of stop. He needs to start putting more things together.
Totally understandable there.
And I feel like in this, like in the last round, he seemed to be the one that had the more pop left. Like he seems to have the more pop in his punches right now. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Yeah, a little bit of balance.
And breaking the action now.
Yeah. Seems like Scherer might be a little worn out here in the third round.
He's definitely thrown a lot of volume so far.
And if Lilliard was able to keep his balance, he'd probably be able to hit him a lot cleaner and harder, honestly. He's just falling forward a little bit when he's punching.
Now, we mentioned a little bit in the last fight, Lilliard is starting to stand really tall, especially in short and in tight range.
Yes.
You don't really have a lot to offer in terms of the power. He's a big, strong guy, huge in the hips and the quads. He's not getting the full transfer of that kinetic energy link from the ground all the way up through when he's standing so tall.
100%, and he's still getting some pop, so I feel like if he just sat down, he'd be a lot more effective. That was a nice combinations by Scherer.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, when he does sit down on especially when he sat down on that big left hand at the end of the second round, that drew an immediate reaction.
100%, yeah, that was a big pop. And he seems to be the one with the most pop here in this round.
And that left hand landed again, but his back foot was off the ground, so he's losing some sting off of that punch.
100%.
And this right now is just pure grit from Taylor Scherer, who's just biting down on his mouthpiece and swinging through everything coming his way.
He's throwing some bombs. And he's also falling off balance a little bit, but the way he's putting combinations is just a little bit cleaner, you know? And I really like how he punches off the clinch. He's done a really good job of that in this fight.
Certainly. Hey, that was a valiant effort on each side right there, but as we await for the scorecards to come in, I would have to say that just from a lean, I gotta say Scherer took that one.
I mean, I 100% agree. I don't think you could see it the other way. I think you could maybe see it 2-1, but I think it could have still been 3-0 for Scherer.
Well, Hoffa, as you well know, sometimes when judges come into the mix, it can get a little bit funky.
Yeah, it for sure can.
I mean, how many times throughout the course of our broadcast have we sat there and said, well, I guess we know nothing. We're just the talking heads because we're not judging.
Yeah, that's just part of it, you know? They just leave it to somebody's opinion.
But just as we mentioned, though, in any sort of situation when it comes with two undefeated fighters, somebody is going to have to lose that O.
Yep, 100%.
As we await the official tally here, want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors out there in Biggs Meats Wagon, as well as Black Guardian Kennel Labs. We want to give a shout out to Positive Paw Impact Dog Training, Costa Films production crew, Comments from the Peanut Gallery, and also want to throw a shout out to one of our partners with Colorado Combat Club in Jaywalker's Clothing. Looks like we are just about to have that official rule in here.
All right, give it up for both of these true competitors. And how about that sportsmanship after? I kind of like that, man. Two guys bruising, battling it out, and then hugging it out. That's the way it should be. By unanimous decision. Fighting out of the blue corner, Scherer!
And congratulations to Taylor Scherer of Tankhead Muay Thai. We'll hear from our winner here with Big Norge.
I wouldn't look that good if you photoshopped me. How do you feel?